Can we all just say Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster?
3, 2, 1.
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
Yeah, let's send our little sample to the Beastie Boys, see what happens. Techno chicken strikes again. Round 4 is food and drink, and first up we have Chris H.
My fact is Star Wars again. I'm not particularly into Star Wars. It's just a coincidence.
I like it in my experience, Captains. No, there's no such thing as luck. Damn it. Never mind.
Sorry, that's over my head again. What was that?
There's a quote from Star Wars saying, "In my experience, Captain Solo, there's no such thing as luck." Except I was going to say coincidence, but
that would have been funny if I'd have understood that. But I've seen the films for such a long time ago. Bits I remember. So the cantina featured in Star Wars: A New Hope is an actual restaurant in Tunisia. It still exists and is still trading. I went there in 2014. It's a little bit different when you go through the door. Not quite what you're expecting. I was expecting a little flying barman and the band and a bit of violence. There was actually a Tunisian lady and 2 long tables when we first got there. But
it looked kind of the same.
It did. Okay. The doors, the big doorways were there, and at the start of the film, the 2 droids walk up to the big door at Jabba's place. That's there. And it's actually a fully running... It's a hotel as well. You can stay there if you want to. We didn't know. And it's actually in a town called Tatooine. That's where the planet got its name from. It's a Tunisian town.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
So I have been to Tatooine. I went there in a coach.
Were there 2 suns?
Sorry?
Were there 2 suns?
It felt like it. It was so unbelievably hot, it felt like it. But I only saw one of them, if there was.
Okay. Yeah, it was probably on the other side of the system. You never know.
It was so
hot. It might
have
been harvested.
It probably had a Dyson sphere built around it. Yeah.
We've blown people away with that fact for years now. Yeah, have you heard of a Dyson sphere? Let me tell you.
But yeah, we had some genuine Star Wars Tunisian traditional food there as well.
That's amazing. What's like? I have never had Tunisian food. What's the affair?
Tunisian food now, a lot of rice, a lot of meat.
Nice.
Yes.
Liking that.
I remember these sort of crispy kind of egg pancakes filled with again meat, and the food's good. Tunisian food's brilliant. There's been a Muslim country, there was no bacon, so I got a bit fed up with that after a while.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Also no alcohol, I assume, as well.
Oh no, there's alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah. There's actually Tunisian beer. It was all right actually. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a good holiday. Don't think it's quite. I think it's a bit dicey if you go to that part of the world nowadays, though.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to.
Good stuff. You've been to Tatooine.
I've been to Tatooine.
Okay. Next up, Chris S.
So for my food and drink fact, we're going to go back to Dune and talk about the spice melange, as it's officially known. The spice has very many properties and only exists on one planet in the known universe, the planet Arrakis. He who controls the spice controls the Empire, is the general saying. I think it's not Empire, it's slightly different to what the actual saying is. But the spice is used by the Spacing Guild as the only means of interstellar travel, and it is instantaneous interstellar travel, travelling through folded space, so it's faster than light, jumps as you were, but no time delay, it's instantaneous from planet to planet.
Essentially like Event Horizon, but without the whole travelling through hell dimension.
Exactly, it is exactly folding space rather than going into another dimension, and Event Horizon is inspired by the idea of folding space from Dune. Spice not only is used by the navigators of the Spacing Guild, mutated humans of advanced psychological psychokinetic.
If I remember rightly.
They look like bat worms. They have very weird sort of pointy tendrils. I know people can't see what I'm doing on the podcast, but
essentially you're imitating a seagull.
Yes, like a seagull, a teapot without the hooks, and they travel instantaneously between planets using the spice. That's one of the primary things for it. The other abilities of the spice is to improve lifespan, increase lifespan dramatically. It is used to bring on latent psychic powers within many different races. It improves health, cures ailments in different forms. It can be used just for flavouring. It's so abundant on the planet of Arrakis that it actually makes the eyes of the natives, or those that live there too long, turn blue from the effects that it has by mixing into their bloodstream. it's a very, very powerful substance and can have psychedelic effects as well. So it's very interesting how he uses the control of this substance, this sort of God's dust, rarest thing in the world, in one location, how that affects the society and around it. It's that kind of idea of where the power lies, and that's how Frank passes the power within at least the beginning part of the Dune series.
Yeah, controlling something using a commodity.
Indeed.
Nah, it's an excellent book and series of books. Highly worth reading. Fantastic. Okay. Laura.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about lembas bread from the Tolkien world.
World. I think he might have done more than one world,
The
actually.
Tolkien Legendarium.
So, Tolkien shit.
Yeah, Tolkien shit.
Tell us about Tolkien shit bread.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a little quote. Eat little at a time and only at need, for these things are given to serve you when all else fails. The cakes will keep sweet for many, many days if they are unbroken and left in their leaf wrappings as we have bought them. One will keep a traveller on his feet for a day of long labour, even if he is one of the tall men of Minas Tirith.
So, high carb, that kind of bit of sweetener in there as well.
No GI,
Yeah.
through the day release, like
Complex
Shreddies
carbohydrates.
on crack.
Shreddies on crack.
Wrapped in leaves.
Wrap the leaves.
Apparently very important. You can take the leaves off, they stop working.
Well, it's this equivalent of cling film, keeps everything fresh, keeps it all in there, possibly makes you impotent from what I've heard. Dating vegetarians and vegans who like weird facts about shit. Is there any truth to that? Does anyone know?
What's this, sorry?
Cling film apparently makes you either impotent or...
I suppose it depends what you do with it. I mean, it could probably cut off blood supply.
Yeah, no. Supposedly wrapping your food in cling film makes you either impotent or infertile, it might be.
Oh.
Can't say I've noticed either. Not that I've been having children a lot.
I use Tupperware.
Huh?
I use Tupperware.
Yeah, I've heard that's bad for you as well. Cool.
I'll throw something in on that as well. The lambas bread, I'm not exactly sure. I remember reading there's something, the bread that's described in the books is pronounced slightly differently to what they pronounce in the films, because in the films they make reference to, or Legoland makes reference to one bite of lambas bread will keep a man on his feet for days, whereas I think, as you said in the books, it was one slice of lambas bread will keep the man on his feet for a day.
But where Tolkien actually got the idea of this can be derived from two different sources. So it is very likely that he based it on a bread known as hardtack that was used during long sea voyages and military campaigns as a primary foodstuff. Very unmagical. Mainly flour and water, which was baked hard and would keep for months and months as long as it was kept dry.
It was the one that had all the maggots in, isn't it?
Yeah, which would be a source of protein essentially at the long time at sea.
They taste like chicken. Chicken on crackers. It's cool.
Fair enough. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get past that. It depends if they're dead or alive.
Smush them first.
Yeah?
Yeah. They used to be alive, but
It's
just.
run as...
Sometimes you get weevils though.
I have no idea what they taste like.
But you should always pick the lesser of two weevils.
Oh, damn it! What's that film from?
That's from Master.
That is Martian Commander. I knew it.
Try to get all my jokes
Oh.
and comedians. I rip off everybody.
It's amazing that you get sci-fi jokes from Master and Commander.
The other food stuff that he might have drawn inspiration from was written about by Henrik Cornelius Abigra.
Bless you.
Thank you. Written in his book Libre Tres de Octula Philosophia, specifically in Book 1, Chapter 13. It's a herb from Scythia, which allegedly allowed people to go for 12 days without need for water or food. Tolkien theoretically used both of these to amalgamate and come up with lambas bread. It also serves as an allegory for the Eucharist.
The what? Sorry?
That one, I can't pronounce that one.
Eucharist.
That one.
Ah, it's a religious term.
Yes, I
That's
can't
that bit
say
of bread
it.
that they put on your tongue and say, "This is the body of Christ."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a really. It was. Wow. Have you guys heard of the childhood parables of Jesus? Not the ones where he's baby to tiny child, but when he's actually a complete brat.
What, the missing year?
The missing years.
I've heard certain things from my grandmother.
There are some fantastic
There's like
ones.
the idea that the weeping willow is weeping, the ivy hangs down and is forlorn because it used to be upright and stand up to attention like other trees, and then Mary
And it wrapped
took
its
a piece...
food in cling film.
No, Mary took a piece of willow and beat Jesus with it, and the trees cry for that being used for that purpose, and that's why they weep.
Oh.
It's probably just an old wives' tale, grandma's tale.
Okay.
The only one I remember is one where he nicked a moped and got caught selling weed on a street corner.
No, there's one where he exploded a kid. So he used to be a real bully when he was there's basically this whole bunch of stories that they kind of argued which stories were going in the Bible about 200 years after his death.
That was the Council of Nicaea done
That's the
by Emperor Constantine, called forward to debate which books would be made canonised, and they deliberately chose the books that would make Jesus appear more spiritual as opposed to more earthly.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. He blew up a kid, he tamed a dragon, he ran a gang, and he went to train supposedly in Tibet with some monks for his like early teenage years.
Sounds like such a superhero. Like, why can't that would be so much more relatable.
What, where you blow up a kid when you were like 5?
No, as in, you get told you're the son of God and you're to do this, and then as we know, 13 is sort of the last reference in the Old Testament, the New Testament to Jesus before he comes back around 32, 33-ish. Those missing years, as you say, if they are filled with things of him soul-searching and finding and going against and rallying
Fighting
against,
crime. Doing a Scooby-Doo kind of deal.
that's not more relatable, and maybe that would have more of an effect. And it would definitely get like the kids involved.
Well, it would work now. I don't think
Well,
it
normally
would
they
work
use
quite so well
indoctrination.
back in the day.
No, indeed. So that's probably why they ruled it out.
I can see a film or something coming out here. So Jesus Christ, the off the rails years.
You're only meant to find indoors.
It's like it's like a new musical. Jesus Christ, super soldier.
Excellent. Okay, so for round 4, food and drink, are we going with Chris H's New Hope Cantina? Are we going with Chris S's Spice Spice Baby? Or Laura's Talking Snacks? Sorry, I should pick a person. Laura, we haven't gone with you first before.
I'm going to go with Chris H this time.
New Hope Cantina. I
am, yeah.
Fantastic. Chris H.
I'm going to go with the high carb cakes.
High carb cakes.
I'm going to go with the Cantina again because now I have got a life goal of going to Tatooine.
Just wait for everything to calm down. I think you can get a cheap holiday to Tunisia now. Just book the tour and don't go near Libya.
Cool. I am going to go with Cantina because the sound of the food actually sounded really nice.
The foods are well worth doing there. Tunisian buffet, awesome.
All right, so sorry, just round up. The winner of round 4 is Chris H.
Yay!